Hey everybody, welcome to Mugs and Monsters. My name is Zero, and today we're going to be reviewing and unboxing the two-player starter kit raid from Ember Obsidian Protocol. Today I'm joined by my co-host Flower, who's my rabbit, who may or may not appear on the show. We'll see. But yeah, let's start cracking into this. I am not sponsored by Ember Obsidian Protocol. I'm just doing this for the love of the game, and yeah. So here's the box, still in its wrapping. Still it's a little beat up from shipping because it came all the way from China. But you know what? I'm excited for this. So let's pull this thing open and we'll take a look at it. Right. Yeah. Well, I got no straight in the left. So, give me a second. Okay. So I think this is the right way. No. Towards me. That would help. So we got a little bit of damage on this box, but you know what? It's not too bad. So right off the rip, you can kind of already tell this box is a little shiny. Like that one, mug? I want my mug in the shop. See, it says LOL man. So we got our Ember Obsidian Protocol raid starter box. It features two of the factions. We've got RDL and we've got UN, so United Networks, and oh, I always forget what the RDL stands for. But they're awesome. They're kind of more the blacky type of guys, similar to what you would see in Armored Core and that type of stuff. And then you've got your UN, which are kind of more the sci-fi fictional ones. They're kind of more triangles. They have laser beams, laser weapons, that type of stuff. Whereas RDL's got a lot of missiles. So in this two-player starter kit, we've got for two people, 45 to 90 minutes is about the average playtime because each mission is about five turns long each. In the box, you get three mechs, three drones, two projectiles, and 15 terrain pieces. So let's see what we've got. So on the side of the box, you've got your RDL. This is everything that you can get with them. So you got your missiles, some backpacks, your torsos. Actually, this is UN, so this is all of them. And then you've got your legs. Let's see what else we got on here. And then that's on the other side. Oh, here we go. We got all the weapons and the drones. Nice. Take a quick look at the back here before we pop this guy open. On the back of all of these boxes, they come in with, as you can see, I've got a bunch of their stuff behind me. On the back, it tells you obviously what comes inside the box. So in this box, you've got your playmat, which I'll need to play the game. I also have another one down on the table, just kind of for a nice little tablecloth. You got all your terrain pieces, about 15 of them, of very different sizes. This will come into play during the actual game where they could cover or they can't actually see them, depending on the size of them. You've got your card trays where all of your mechs basically is built on, where it gives you all your weapons and stuff. And you got your drones. You got three drones, some projectiles. I think you only get two missiles in this one. Your three drones. You got your three mechs. Proprietary dice. So you don't really need these dice to play the game, but they do help you and they make the game a lot faster. So there's a dice conversion somewhere online, but this just makes it so much easier. Then you've got your tokens. We've got about 34 parts cards. That's a lot of parts for this. Plus projectiles cards and your drone cards. Two rule books. I'm assuming one is for beginner and training, and then one is the actual rule book. Oh, it actually comes with a printed rule book. Nice. You got your pilot cards, timing dials, your link dials, which are linked to your pilots, and then we got painting instructions, decals, and assembly instructions. So without further ado, let's crack this bad boy open. Right. That's we're gonna put this actually behind me. Nice. That's a lot. That's a lot of stuff. All right. So we'll start with this. This looks like it's the token trace. Funny. Please do not eat that. Thank you. Put that over there. It's gonna be a fight today, isn't it? He's likely gonna hop up on this table. I just know it. Middle of this. All right. We got our token trace. Oh, it's like a kid on Christmas right here. Ripping into some tissue paper. So I'm also joined by my two cockatiels, Hey Hey and Scuttle. The one that you're probably hearing screaming is Scuttle, and I do apologize about that for your ears. So let's talk about the chassis or the parts part deck or deck tray. So in the deck tray, you've got a bunch of different. In the deck tray, you got a bunch of different parts. So you get your torso, your chassis, your left arm, your right arm, and your backpack. So these are the 5 parts that make up your mech. And then when obviously you get your parts cards out, you'll put them out. If at any point in time you only have 2 parts remaining, that mech is either destroyed, or if the chassis is destroyed or torso is destroyed, that mech is toast. So these are really nice. They stack on top of each other. So put that over there. Flower, don't eat that. Then we got our, looks like our flying bases. He's gonna hurt some over there. Let's see. We've got some flying bases right here. I'll show you right here what they look like. Just a couple of them. I mean, we only have a couple of flying bases, so I think you got a couple of extras here. Excuse you, bunny. That is not for you to be eating and chewing. We have these look like drone bases, or drone flying bases for UN. I know they've got a nice flying drone. And then, oh, with this string, we'll get into that in just a second. We'll get into all of that. We've got our bits and bobs for it looks like our RDL team. You can see that we got some nice pieces here. It's just a stack of just bits. Oh, so many screws here. Nice big old box. Oh, we got a birdie tornado going on. Then we've got let's take into the terrain here. So we got some terrain pieces. This looks like a giant livable unit. So this will probably be about one of these squares that you see here, about the size of one of these squares. Got that. Looks like some walls we've got right here. And then we've got some small barricades. All right. Let's see what else we got. We've got nice set of dice. So you can order these. You can get these pretty much from their website as well, but it comes pre-packaged. Looks like they kind of just pulled this one off the shelf and threw it in the box, which I don't mind. I actually like that. We got a nice set of them. You've got, let's go over it real fast. You've got your whites, which are your defense die for armor. You've got your yellows, which are your light attacks. Your blues, which are your evasions, and your reds, which are your heavy attacks. On top of all of that, you also have 2d6s, which determine where you end up hitting the neck. All right, so with this, I know my buddy's gonna eat that if I give him a second too. We got some, looks like some promotional stuff. So you got your Taurus model here. It looks like we have an on sale Taurus model, which I've got a box all the way out here in the far corner. Then we've got I think these are the assembly instructions. So I do want to mention that if you're going to be assembling these models, to read through. Yeah, you just hacked my box over there. It's fine. Read through. Read through every single piece of this before you start building your model. There will be some parts where it says that you can't build. Don't you over there, buddy? Where you can't build certain things if you build other things. So, say for example, if one arm uses a certain setup and you can't build it, but they'll tell you in the instructions. Just read through them. They also kind of show you, can't see it, where and how you should magnetize it all. So North and South Pole also comes with those pieces too. In here, I'm sure we'll find something for it. Then we've got what is this, painting? This is your painting and decals. These are cool. So, well, if you're ever confused or you don't feel like being creative at all, you can always utilize this type of format. They give you the color schemes where you want to put your decals and things like that. Sorry, there's a lot of chaos going on between my birds and my bunnies having some fun. as well as instructions on how to build the dials. Ooh, what's this? This looks like more parts instructions for, I guess this is the RDL's parts. As you can see, we've got some backpacks and things like that. Some tape. Oh, fiber. Just, okay. Trash. Then we've got some tokens. Now, I've done a couple of unboxings with these tokens, and every time I've always been impressed with how thick these things are. They're sturdy. They do pop out easily too, which is really nice, and they don't seem to tear whenever you pop them out. So you've got a bunch of different type of effects and things like that, as well as your link dials, and on the back stuff like that tells you special effects that they might have. As you can see right there, those pilots got some special effects. A lot of the UN's pilots that are elites have some pretty good effects and pretty good skills to utilize. Oops. And that's, yep, once again, then we got the RDLs with their timing dials, and we can always go over all of that too. Um, so this is always nice because you'll start with Swift and you move around the whole thing, and we'll talk about that later when we get into an actual playtest of this all. Because the next step after this is I'm going to build them all, and then we're going to do a nice. Me and my buddy are probably going to do a nice match between each other, showcasing a demo on how to actually play the game. Ready for NATO. Then we got our cards. Let's take a look at our cards here. So we've got a couple of UN cards in here, and then as well as RDL cards. So each one, like I said before, we'll pull this back this over here so we can show you over top. Let you see. So you'll build your deck, or you'll build your mech essentially with all the parts inside of there in the deck tray. And then when they get destroyed, you'll either flip them over, or, well, I got a bunch of right hands, so we'll do it for left hand there. Legs, torso, then a backpack, right? So that's your mech. This mech is essentially, there's point values to this that you can find online. There's a little QR code on the back of these cards that you can scan, and they'll bring you to any rules that part would have, any point changes that part would have. So everything is basically online with the parts and the changes to the rules. So it's very accessible to everybody if you ever have any issues with that. So yeah, you build your mech like that. Put it over to the side. I would go over through all of these and tell you what they're. If you really want, I can kind of give you a synopsis of what's in here. But there's always there's a parts builder, there's a mech builder online by Watermelon. I'll also have that down in the description below, so you can build your own mechs. Usually, each game is between 300 to 900 points, depending on the size of the game, and you can build your mech that way. Build your team. All right, let's see what else we got here. Center. Nice little trash can. All right, so these are our drone cards. The drone cards are pretty good. You can activate one drone per each mech you have at the start of each game, at the start of each turn. As you can see, we've got a nice flying mech right here, as well as a couple of other walkers. And then we also have the missiles. Those are always lots of fun. Oh, I'm excited about this. Then we've got our bases. I think I had one over here. Oh. So we got our bases. Each base has a square and a circle. So each you can either play it with a grid system, which is how I would plan to play it, but you can also play it freeform without a square system. Sorry, my buddy is causing chaos on my production side over there. So you can play it either way. Where the grid system is a lot easier because obviously it fits pretty well in there. And we got our pilots. These don't really give you too much information. It's more of a lore dump, it seems, for me. Does tell you their heights and things like that for them all. And on the back, will tell you the type of ticks that they have. But we'll get onto all of that when we actually do play the game a bit. Then we've got our rulebook. Ooh, that is That is beefy. How many pages is this? That it's there's a decal hidden inside. Pretty good rule book. They have an FAQ section in the back, like they always do. They got keywords. I don't see any FAQs, but it is about 100 pages, so that's nice. Put this right over yonder. And then our beginner training battle. This is okay. So they give you a nice little tutorial on how to actually play the game at the very start. With the starting player being RDL and your second player being UN. And I cannot wait to actually get into this and teach you guys all how to play this game. I do apologize about my bird. He is just does not care. Okay, so we've got our mats. Now our mats look like they line set up. They got a nice. We'll figure out how to set this up, but I do like it when games do this, where they end up putting your tutorial essentially on the side, so you can see how to play the game. By doing this, it makes setup easier for teaching others how to play, and I really do love when games do this because I'll have your cards here, so you need to build it, and it's just this is awesome. The only other game I've ever seen do something like this was Halo Flashpoint, which is a lot of fun too. If you ever get a chance to play that. Let me put this guy back and see what else we got. Oops. Just gotta make sure I fold it the right way. Alright. I think that is pretty much it. Oh, cannot forget about these. These are the magnets. These bad boys, they come with a nice North and South Pole inserter into your mechs. Makes it way easier to make sure you don't mess up the polarity. That's one thing I always screw up. Worst thing to do is, mess up your polarity and then have to try to fish it out. So we've got this nice little guy, your south and your north pole. So we got south and north pole. You got your south and your north pole here. It's fine. And then let's take a look at this map. Actually, let me clear this all off. I'm gonna pull this map out. We're gonna take a look at it, and then we'll be right back. So this is the full map we've got out here. I'm very limited in my space that I've got, unfortunately, because we got upstairs construction, all that fun stuff. But this is a nice small 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about an 8x8 grid. Yes, an 8x8 grid. I just want to double check to make sure, for example. It looks like you actually have 2 sets of training battles here. So you've got a small skirmish, probably maybe 130 points, and then you got a little bit larger of a battle here, probably about 250 points. I'll do the math. I just don't know all the numbers off the top of my head, but it's pretty balanced. You've got looks like you got an elite pilot over on that far side with 2 drones, which you probably can't see because unfortunately my camera is not set up for that all. And then on this side for the secondary battle, you've got 2 mechs. So they think that the UN, and I kind of agree with them, where the UN is a little bit more of an elite force. One of those mechs is probably worth about 2 of these mechs in sort of a way with some drones. Elite pilots versus unskilled pilots. Really, it's anyone's game there. But yeah, so that's what this map looks like. And it looks like also on the back side, I don't know if you can see this as well, you got a full map, which I wanted to mention too. Obviously, this is not laid out properly or right because I think I've got Foxtrot and Delta down here and a couple of other things all over the place. Actually, no. You can do whatever. Yeah. So, this is the map. Let me know if you have any comments, questions, concerns inside the comments, and I'll let you know. I plan on doing, hopefully, a playtest of the demo and a run-through of the demo in this week, and I'll probably have it posted early next week. Yeah, so let me know. Thank you. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. Thanks, guys. Have a good one. These two. Let's go find the bunny. Oh, he's cute.